What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunched Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua, and Tyson Fury. Giving you guys an update on the Fury-Joshua situation. Hearn explains the Middle East scenario for the fight. And this is what Eddie Hearn has to say. He says, several offers will be presented to both teams this week. Since it's Friday, he say the agreement calls for 2 fights to take place in 2021. All the moment the first bout is being targeted for dates in July, as we know. He says nothing is ideal. If it was ideal, it'd be at Wembley for 100,000 people, which it would be. But he said, I don't know whether Tyson Fury would accept that offer. We may see Sunday, but if it's 20,000 or 15,000 in an arena, all the Middle East offers have been based on an indoor arena. We know it's hot there in July, and of course, there is no option to go outside. It has to be in an indoor arena, and those arenas are already in place, ready to stage this fight. Okay? He says we had a great experience in Saudi Arabia back in 2019 with Anthony Joshua against Andy Ruiz. So they are players that we know are for real. We've been through the process with them. They gave us their word on what they would deliver, and they did that. It was a fantastic event. Most people would prefer it to be a little bit later, but that's not what's on the table. We want 2 Joshua versus Fury fights this year, and the first one will be in the summer. Fury is becoming impatient, of course, and he wants to go back to fighting with a growing gap of inactivity. He's been out of the ring since February of 2020 when he stopped Deontay Wilder in 7 rounds to capture the WBC title. Okay, let me counterpunch. This is more like not even an update. This is more like an offer. You know, this is what's on the table. You know my slogan. Hey, let's put everything out on the table. All these Saudi Arabia or all these Middle East events, they will be inside. There's no outside venue. So there can't be anything over 20,000, which 20,000 people is a pretty substantial amount of people, mind you, during this season. So based on what I heard, it's not the money, it's the venue. So if it's the venue, how does John Fury come off saying there's no money, there's no date, there's no venue? There is the money. See, any of this, does it convey that Eddie Hearn does not have the money? No. It's up to Team Fury to accept an offer being with 20 to 25,000 people. Okay, that's the offer. That's what we have. So it's Tyson Fury that has to accept the offer. It's not Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua wants that WBC strap. The last fight he fought was in front of 1,000 people. Okay? And one of those people was Floyd Mayweather that flew all the way across the pond to see him fight. Okay? That sticks out all by itself. You got the highest paid fucking athlete to fly across the bridge, the ocean, the pond, to see Anthony Joshua fight. Okay, so I don't think Joshua's worried about how many people are coming. I mean, you're talking about a guy that broke records at Wembley. He doesn't care about that anymore. He wants the WBC strap. And he's training hard, and Tyson Fury is training hard. And the thing is, you don't need any fighter, to be distracted with where's the money, where's the date, the venue, because that bothers a person. It has to. Over the time, it bothers you knowing or not knowing where this is going to take place or if this is actually going to happen. Excuse me. So based on what Eddie Hearn says, this is what we have. Now, based on what we know, based on what the update is about, yes, the Saudis have money. Yes, they are willing to host the fight. So the question is, why is it that John Fury is so negative? See, you have to Observe that negativity along with things that don't make sense. See, he's negative by saying, hey, there's no date, there's no money, this is not the right time. Well, what guarantees us that actually I know John Fury don't really want to fight right now. I don't think he wants to fight right now. I think he wants his son to take a tune-up fight. I think he wants to hold off until it is. Now, he might not be alone. I don't know if Tyson Fury necessarily cares about that, but he may. But if Tyson Fury doesn't, I know who might care about that. Frank Warren and Bob Arum. Why do I say that? Because these were the same jugglers that wanted to wait out Deontay Wilder or Fury Wilder 3 because of the crowd. They were more concerned, along with them and the networks. It was the networks primarily, but they were backing the networks because they agreed with the networks that, hey, we have to have this with a crowd. And if we don't have it with a crowd, we're going to wait till we get a crowd. That was their whole thing. So if it's not enough to match what they feel that this fight is worth, then that fight won't happen. They're going to call that fight off. They're going to do the same shit they did with Deontay Wilder on his third fight, and there won't be a fight. Period. That's exactly what I see. You hear John Fury popping off shit for no reason, saying things, negativity for no reason to say negative things, not really observing that, hey, there is a date, there is a venue, there is a guy, there are people that want to stage this fight. We fought in Saudi Arabia before. You do the math, and then all of a sudden you guys don't want to fight. What it is, this is what I feel. I feel John Fury himself doesn't want Tyson Fury to fight Anthony Joshua cold. He doesn't want him to fight cold because he ain't been in there since 2020. Despite the shit he does every day, the birdies, the jumping in the pond, and all this shit, it doesn't matter what he does. Okay, what really matters is how recently has he fought, and it's still the same thing. The same thing has still came to the fact he hasn't fought since February. So it's been 14 months of inactivity almost. Okay, and that team, Tyson Fury himself, has said the dangers of fighting someone that has been active. You know, but I base that off of, hey, if this guy, I'm going to give him bonus points if he can hit me with any other shot besides a jab. Well, hey, you're that confident you would win. You got off the fucking couch to fight Deontay Wilder after 2 tune-ups, which it was 2 tune-ups though. But still, you know, those guys didn't prepare him to fight Deontay Wilder. Counterpunch. So I don't know what that's about. So basically, this is what's going to be presented to Team Fury. And if they turn this down, you already know the deal. They do not want to fight now. The networks might not be behind it. I think John Fury is scared and worried that his kid will be beaten by Anthony Joshua because of inactivity. Okay, you know, this ain't the first time he said, I want my son to get out of boxing. You remember he said that? This is back in the day, people, after the first Wilder fight. So we can't forget that. So if those guys don't want to take what's already on the table, you can't sit there and say there's no date and there's no venue when someone's giving you a date and a venue. You see what I'm saying? That makes no sense. You've signed the dotted line, so obviously you have to agree to where it's going to be. So if you have a problem all of a sudden to where it's going to be, that means you don't want to fight. Because you can't scream there's no date and no venue, and then you give them one and they say, oh, I don't want that one. You're nitpicking, and you're nitpicking for a reason. That means you don't want it. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Eddie Hearn and his proposal to Team Fury about Saudi Arabia. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.